Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope your semesters went well, your exams are finished and they went well, and I hope you're really excited for summer like I am. Today is actually super rainy out, so it's not feeling very summery, but I'm sure the weather will improve soon. Today I thought I would talk to you guys about summer jobs and internships. I had a lot of requests for this video. To be honest, I haven't made it because I didn't really have anything to talk about. I'll probably talk about it later, but I didn't get a job in my first year, like the summer after my first year of law school. So I didn't really have anything to talk about, but now I do. So hopefully I can give you guys some advice. I'll tell you about my experience and give you the little tidbits of advice that I have, and hopefully it will be helpful for you in your job searching. If you want to hear about my experience with summer jobs and some of the tips that I have, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start this video by inserting a clip here of me when I got my job for this upcoming summer. I was very excited, as you will see. I just got a job for the summer and I am so excited. Like, I literally just got it like 20 minutes ago. So you're getting the raw feeling of how I feel when I just got a job for the summer. I'm so excited. I've been trying to get a job for like months. I've applied for like probably 50 jobs. Oh, funny, it's the job. If you remember last week, I think I was telling you about that job that I was like racing to the school to apply for. That's the job. So such a good thing that I took the time to get my butt to the school and apply for it because I got it. So I am so excited. So as you guys can see, it was super exciting. Getting a job is hard if you didn't know. It's very competitive. Everybody's, got really great experience. Everybody works hard, so it's really hard to set yourself apart. I knew it was going to be hard to get a job. I didn't know it was going to be this hard. So just keep that in mind. I don't want to discourage you, but just know that it is very difficult. The first thing I'm going to say to you is applying for jobs takes a lot of time and energy. The hardest part about it in law school is that you're also, studying for exams and you're trying to get through your semester while also applying for jobs and internships. It takes a lot of time. It takes so much time to craft the perfect resume, to tailor your cover letter to every single different position that you apply for. I mean, it takes a lot of time, but you have to set aside the time to do it. Don't leave it until the last minute. Don't think that you can do it later. You can't. You have to set aside the time during the semester or whenever it is and do it, because it's going to take you a long time. To do it right, it's going to take you a long time. So just know that you're going to have to be able to find the time to do it, as much as it sucks. The next thing is make sure you perfect your resume and cover letter. It's kind of your opportunity to toot your own horn. You don't want to do it in an arrogant, overconfident way, but you definitely want employers to see what your skills are, to see what you have to offer. So make your cover letter a story about who you are and your skills and experiences. Make your resume a great snapshot of all of the things that you've done and all of your skills, and make sure there are no spelling, grammar, punctuation, blah blah blah, whatever errors. Employers are going to get so many applications. You don't want yours to get thrown away because you spelt a word wrong, and it will. Because when employers get so many applications, they're looking for anything that they can do to narrow the pile so that they have fewer to go through, fewer people to interview. So they're going to look for anything that they can. And one of those things is going to be, a missing period or a misspelled word. So make sure you are spelling everything correctly, that you're using proper grammar. You don't want that to be the reason that you don't get an interview or that you don't get a job. So my next suggestion is something that might be controversial. People might have different opinions, but my thoughts or my opinion is don't just limit your job search to law jobs, because especially after your first year, it's really hard to get a law job. It's very competitive, and when you're in your first year, you're competing with second year students who have a whole year, extra experience that you don't have. So it's very difficult. And even in your second year, there's people who are older, who have more experience, who've had other careers, who have other skills. Like, it's hard. if you haven't already gotten from what I've said, it's very competitive and very difficult. So don't just limit your job search to law jobs. You might not get something. I didn't after my first year, and it's discouraging, but you know, you have to keep your options open. Ultimately, what you want is to learn as much as possible, to gain some skills and to get some experience to put on your resume. You know, and it doesn't have to be legal experience to be good experience. I went to an interview and the employers were really focused on my customer service experience. Ultimately, the legal field is a client service industry. So don't think that just because you don't have a law job that you're not getting valuable experience. I mean, there's a lot of different kinds of experience that are really transferable to the legal field. So don't limit your search to just law jobs, because first of all, you might not end up with a job at all. And second of all, the legal field is not the only place that you can get great experience after your first or second year of law school. Don't think it only has to be law. It's great if it is, obviously, but it doesn't have to be. Be open-minded about different kinds of opportunities. And with that, I will say my next piece of advice is to be open to doing volunteer work or internships. You know, they're not paid, but you can get some great experience by volunteering your time to work for somebody or work for an organization and get some legal skills. At the school that I go to, you can do 125 hours of unpaid legal work in exchange for 3 course credits, which means that you can take 1 less course during the upcoming school year. You get a chance to do like real legal work, to really practice. It's such a great way to learn and to network and to put yourself out there that I would really recommend doing that if you can. As much as, you know, we want money because our debts are so high in law school, you ultimately want experience. You want to be the best lawyer that you can be. So getting all the experience that you can, regardless of whether or not it's paid, is going to be the best thing that you can do. The next piece of advice I have is if you have gone for an interview and you didn't get the job, try and get some feedback. Getting feedback is a great way to improve, because there might be something that you're doing in an interview that you don't even realize, you know, and then that's something that you can improve on for the next time that you go into an interview. So as much as it might be hard to hear, it's good to know if it is something that you're doing wrong, or if, you know, there's just so many people that they just had to pick somebody. So if you can, try and get some feedback, because it can be a really great way for you to improve on your interviewing skills and to get the next job. So the next piece of advice I have is if you haven't had much success applying for certain positions, try cold calling or cold emailing. It's a great way to put yourself out there, you know, to try and network with some people. And I mean, it's a last-ditch effort if nothing else. It's actually how I got my internship for later this summer. So it's not totally fruitless. It can be, but you can get something out of it sometimes. If you're going to do it though, I would suggest picking a specific person at the firm or organization that you're going to apply to and email them or call them directly, because I think sometimes if you email, you know, just the generic like info email or the reception email, it ends up just going to the receptionist who maybe does or doesn't pass it on to a lawyer, or you know, it just doesn't seem that important. But if you pick somebody, it feels more personal, you know, especially if it's somebody that you would really like to work for, that you think you would work well with, or somebody that does the kind of law that you want to do. It's a great way to kind of get your foot in the door, I think, because you took the time to find their information and pick them and email them directly. And I think that's a great thing to do. I think you'll have a better chance than if you just send it to like the generic office email. If nothing else you're doing is working out, might as well give it a shot. And some places don't advertise jobs, you know, so it might just be that they're not really looking for anyone, but if someone happens to send them an email or call them and they sound like they're a great candidate, I mean, why not, you know? So, and if it's for an internship, then you have an even better chance because they don't even have to pay you. You might as well give it a shot. You got nothing to lose. I have just a couple more things. One of them is, they kind of go hand in hand. One of them is that just know that it might take a while. And you might not get a job. So last summer I didn't get a job, and it was not for lack of trying. I applied to so many different places, and I just didn't get something. I spent so much time applying, and you know, everybody was saying, you know, be positive and oh, everything's gonna work out, and that's what I was telling myself too. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be fine. You know, I'll get something eventually. You know, no matter what it is, I'll get something, and I never did. So there's something to be said for being positive, because being negative doesn't get you anywhere. Assuming that everything is going to fall apart and nothing's ever going to work out for you is a terrible way to live. It makes not only you, but everyone around you miserable. But just know that it might not actually work out. And that's okay. You know, I thought to myself last summer, like, oh my God, I didn't get a job. What the heck am I gonna do now? I'm now not gonna get a job after my second year. How am I gonna get an articling position? Who is ever gonna hire me? I thought like my fate was sealed. And it's not. I have a job for this upcoming summer and I have an internship, and like there's so many opportunities coming all the time. Just know that if you don't get a job, it's okay. Your world is not going to fall apart. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get hired. It doesn't make you a terrible law student or stupid or not as good as everyone else or anything like that. It is very hard to get a job. It's so competitive, and it's okay if you don't get something. I know how much it sucks. It feels terrible. You know, it feels like you're the biggest loser and everybody else is doing so great and they're getting such great experience and you got nothing. You know, I know how crappy it is. But just know that you will be okay. It's not the end of the world. I would venture out and try and do some internships or volunteer work if you can. I did some volunteering last summer, and I started YouTube. That's why I'm here right now making this video for you, is because I didn't get a job last summer. So I started YouTube. I started making videos to help you guys because I know how much it sucks when I don't know how to do something or when things aren't working out, and I wanted to be somebody that could inspire you and let you know that if things are falling apart, it's not going to be falling apart forever. You're still going to be okay. You can still be a lawyer. You're still smart. It doesn't make you a loser just because things don't work out and whatever. So that's why I'm here right now. I don't sit here now and completely regret it. Yes, I wish I had had a job because it's great experience, no matter what it is. I wish I had had the money in my pocket right now. It would be fantastic, but it's okay. You know, I survived. I got a job this summer and I'll be okay, and you will too. So don't get discouraged. That's my last point, is don't get discouraged. If you don't get a job, enjoy your summer. Things work out the way that they're supposed to. You know, my mom always told me everything happens for a reason, and I think that's true. Just know that you're not an idiot, and you can still be a great lawyer and do great things even if you don't get a job. But take advantage of internships and volunteer work where you can, and apply for other kinds of jobs and get whatever skills and experience you can get, because it's all helpful. Anything that helps you to become a better person, you know, a better version of yourself, more skilled, more experienced, is going to be helpful. So do anything that you can. So that's, I think, all of my advice. I just really want you to know that it's okay if you don't get a job. I was very embarrassed that I didn't, which is also part of the reason that I haven't said anything about it in any of my videos thus far, but it's easier now because I have a job this summer. Just know that you'll be okay. It's okay. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's hard. It's really hard. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, a lot more competitive than I thought it was going to be. Do your best. That's all you can do. And know that there are people like me out there who also didn't get a job after their first year of law school, you know, and you might not get one after your second year. Who knows? Things happen, and it is what it is. Hopefully sharing my experience with you is somewhat helpful and makes you feel somewhat better about your experience and your situation, whatever it may be. And I really hope that you guys achieve all the success that you want. I hope that you get the jobs and the internships and everything that you want. But it's okay if you don't. So please like this video if you found it at all helpful or inspirational, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!